People, the New York drill scene is as deadly as ever, all right? Don't sleep on New York. There is some crazy stuff going down in New York, and the news that I've been seeing today is absolutely insane. Because, look, you might be used to knowing about all these Bronx demons, you know, your K-Flocks, your D-Thangs, whether you want to go all the way back to your Pop Smokes, Chef G, 22Gs. But right now, I think we're witnessing the birth of the first female demon to come out of the drill scene in New York, okay? This chick that I'm about to show you today, she's like Ice Spice with a switch, okay? You're not going to believe what you've seen. So, look, this is no joke, all right? This is nothing to be trifled with. The news just came out just over a week ago. A man lost his life in a New York incident where somebody pulled up, masked up, and shot a man in the head right in the middle of a busy street, okay, in front of a whole bunch of witnesses, all right? This is nothing to be played with. This is not a joke. And this news really blew a lot of people's minds, okay? This has just came out, okay? And I'm going to explain the backstory. You're not going to believe what's going on out here, okay? Look at this.
Police are searching for the gunman behind a deadly shooting outside a smoke shop in the Bronx. This happened around 10:30 last night along Westchester Avenue. Authorities say that the suspect walked up to a 33-year-old man and then shot him in the head. Investigators believe the victim was targeted.
This was an execution style attack, okay? I'm going to show you, okay? And look, before we get any further, I just want to say, okay, I'm going to record this video. I'm going to react to all of the music, and I'm also going to react to the surveillance footage of the incident, okay? Obviously, I can't show you that here on YouTube. I'm going to take the raw recording of me reacting to everything. I'm going to throw it on Patreon. So if you want to check that out, go to patreon.com/TrapLawRoss. That's where I put all of my uncut videos. I'm going to go back. I'm going to blur everything else out so that I can still tell you this story on YouTube. But even in this video, I'm going to listen to some of these lyrics because you're not going to believe what some of these guys and gals have been rapping about. And it's crazy, okay? It's crazy. So really, you need to hear some of these lyrics to really understand this. I'll explain it to you in this video, but for Patreon, I'll have everything in there. Here, I might not have everything. But look, okay, the victim's name was a guy called Chicken Don Dada. Okay, it might sound like a bit of a silly name, but this guy was apparently no joke. All right, so look. Chicken Don Dada, okay, he was really active like back in 2020, 2021. He hasn't really released much music in recent years as far as I'm aware. But this was clearly a serious guy, okay? In this song, he raps about having murder on his mind. Ironically, he has some kind of interesting lyrics where he says if you touch his cabbage, he's going savage, all right? It's actually wild. He said, listen, he says no YNW, but he got murder on his mind. I asked the last guy what happened. Stupid nigga, touch my cabbage and I'm going savage. For my kids, he said touch his cabbage and he's going savage. Look, he's a serious guy out here, apparently, okay? And look, this was actually a pretty good song. This first half is kind of like a pain music type thing, but then halfway through, he switches up to more of a kind of UK drill style beat. You know, we kind of popularized these kind of beats, then they were really taken over by the Bronx and the New York drillers, people like Pop Smoke. But this is kind of a very, very UK style beat. I mean, he made this song all the way back in 2020, so this is even like early Pop Smoke era. This guy was around back in the old days of New York drill. Okay, but in the second part of the song, he's got more gang talk, he's got more gun talk, all right? In one lyric, he says that he reloads his clip in case somebody slides.
Look, I start my day, reload my clips in case some niggas slide. No one-on-one, this target practice, don't be the one to die.
He said, no one-on-ones, this target practice, don't be the one to die. And he goes on to say that his gang will shoot you first.
On tack the whole town, no, we shoot first, wait the whole town, yo. Break the whole.
So look, apparently his gang are moving tactical, all right? They shoot first, and he raps later on in the song, all right? They get the job done, they slide through. And in a very eerie turn of events, in this song, he actually raps about how an op, I guess called Clutch, got killed with one shot that was a headshot.
Fuck all the cops who get the drop, slide through. One shot head tap, that's Clutch. Ball out stuff made, that's us.
Don't people really be speaking stuff into existence, and this is very eerie. I'm just gonna run that back again, okay? He's talking about getting the drop and the op sliding through, and somebody getting hit in the head once. It's a headshot.
Clap back like Ja Rule. Fuck all all the cops who get the drop, slide through. One shot head tap, that's clutch.
One shot head tap, that clutch. And what I think was, now, any fans of the TV show The Sopranos, okay, if you haven't seen it all the way to the end, I'm about to drop a spoiler. So, you know what I'm saying? Skip this, skip a minute or something. But at the end of this video, right, if you saw the final scene of The Sopranos, it just cuts to black out of nowhere. And a lot of the reason a lot of people believe that that happened is that that's sort of like a metaphor, because the show is from Tony Soprano's perspective, and people believe, spoiler alert, that symbolized him getting shot in the head and killed at the end of the show, and everything cut into black being him getting shot in the head, and the show's over. There's no credits for like 10 seconds. It just ends. This is what happens at the end of this video, and I feel like he was trying to go for the same thing. Look at this.
We give shots and chasers. I catch Fiji with this laser.
Just silence for 3 seconds, all right? He says he'll catch someone with the laser. Now, he had another song with the rapper Envy Kane, but funnily enough, this song was actually the very same song on that same beat. I guess he just added an Envy Kane verse to it, right? And this came out a little while after. You know, he got a little Envy Kane clout. He pushed that. Now, this guy, okay, Chicken Don Dada, he's dropped a few songs, all in this kind of 2020, 2021 period, all right? He released a bunch of tunes, bunch of tracks, doing his thing, doing his gang thing, letting people know that he's really serious out there in the streets. Now, this is where I'm gonna have to get my censorship on, all right? So, you know what I mean? I might not be able to show you all of this, but I'm just gonna throw it up. I'm gonna see where we go, okay? Apparently, I don't know whether this happened a long time ago or whether this just happened like a week ago when this situation went down. Apparently, Chicken Don Dada punched a female rapper called Baby Threat. Some people are saying he knocked her out. Other people are saying that he just punched her and she fell to the ground. But this image is going around, this video is going around of him allegedly punching this female rapper, Baby Threat, who we're going to talk about in a second. All right, this is the footage. It's crazy. Punched her in the face. Literally snuffed her in the face, okay? This is pretty wild. Now, look, I don't know the situation. I don't know what led up to it. I don't know if he was provoked. I don't know if he was defending himself. But this is a grown man with, apparently, he's got all sorts of songs talking about getting up with his ops, punching a woman in the face and knocking her to the ground. Now, this isn't a good look. Now, before I tell you what happened after that, let me tell you a little bit about Baby Threat, the female rapper. Now, she is actually quite popping. So she had a song that dropped about 8 months ago. Now, this is her biggest song so far. It's a song called Fabbl. Now, this song, okay, this song's hard, all right? It's called Fabbl. She looking mad demonic in this song, okay? And if you notice there, her guys are waving around a key. Just notice that for later, okay? Just notice there's a key being waved around, okay? These are little details, right? But on this song, she's wilding out. She's talking that gangster talk, okay? She is clearly not playing, all right? The song's called Fabbl, and she's on a track with another guy called Number 9. Remember that name for later, okay? But on the song, she's talking a whole lot of gangster talk, all right? She's talking about how her guys will kill people, how they'll lay someone down for her, man. It's serious. She said she'll walk a bitch down, and she's on drills with her bros, all right? And then a couple of lines later, she says that her guys will kill people for her. Word of my dad, look on the sleeves. Bitch, I'm the Mac, I'm not keeping shit P. Told bro, please, crack and leave him in the street. It's like 4 So she said that she's a Mac, and she told bro to leave him in the street, all right? But apparently she puts in work herself, all right? She's gripping her gun in the video. At the end of the video, she looking tough. She looking scary, man. She a real member. She a real member, okay? So look, around this time, she dropped another song, all right? She dropped a solo song. This song was called I'm Better, okay?
So I lied to you just now.
It's another banger, right? I'm feeling her, to be honest. I'd not heard of her until today. But I'm feeling her now. And if you notice at the start of this video, what are they doing? What are they doing here? What? Just for a second, you saw it. Look at this. They dangling a pair of keys. All right. Now, look, I didn't notice anything too crazy in that particular song, but 5 months ago, all right, 3 months after that song, she dropped another song, okay, called Subway Surfer. Now, funnily enough, all right, first comment saying the cops are going to love this one, okay? Once again, look how this video starts. They stomping on a set of keys, saying, who that? Bunch of keys. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, what's the key? What's all the key talk about? I'll tell you. Key was allegedly a young man who was part of a crew called 1300 Mickey Gang, all right? Shot in the head last night, apparently affiliated with the Drillies and the YGs. This is somebody posting a tribute to Key, who was killed. Teenager that was killed apparently after shots fired at the mezzanine of Burke Avenue Station. Okay, one of the 17-year-olds was shot in the head, arm, and shoulder and did not survive. Another person was shot in the hip and was in serious but stable condition. Suspects fled the scene, but investigators have been reviewing surveillance footage, trying to find out what's going on. The shooting started after a dispute between 5 teens on the train spilled out onto the platform, and shots were fired. This is his friends being heartbroken about him. Okay, and look, people were saying it was interesting what the caption was in this one. It said, nah, bro, this stuff got to be fake. Word to my mother. Why you, bro, out of everyone? My demon. My heart hurts, Key. Wake up, please, my demon. I need you tomorrow. Come see me. I need you, Key. Join my live so I can say 13's in the spot. Please, my heart. So they're grieving the loss of this guy, Key. Meanwhile, you got these guys and these girls in a video stomping on a key. Right? So look, they're serious, man. This is serious gang business. Now, she opens up a little bit more in this song, and as we saw in the comments, man, they're saying, look, the cops are going to love this song. Right? And in this track, she says that she's trying to catch some ops called the Jets.
My beat, catch a jet, put him on a T.
She's saying, catch a jet, put him on a T, all right? So look, the Jets, this is another gang. This is another gang coming out of New York, which is interestingly enough, all right, D-Thang, infamous for being a member of the YGs, all right, this was an image of him with apparently some Jets members on Rikers Island when he was doing his time there. And people saying, did D-Thang turn Jet on the island? But other people are saying all the Gs turned Jet on the island. And apparently the big Jets up north are basically blessing the YG thing, all right? So if you get sent up there, people saying they made him get on that flight, man. They made him get on that flight, apparently, okay? People saying he was already Jet. He had to pick one. He was YG. Now he's back. Whatever, okay? The Jet is... This is a serious gang that tapped in with the YGs, okay? And look, a lot of people have been confused on Reddit about what this Jet gang is, okay? People are saying, what's the difference between YGs, the Jets, the Hounds, and Drillies? Are they all connected? People are saying, you know, they got family and they're cool with some of the people from these different groups. People are saying Drilly was one hood. It got bigger. Other hoods got involved. They took the Drilly name. But, of course, most of them are Jet. Most of the first-generation dudes that started it was Jetty. So the Jetty maybe is the older, more mature generation of these crews, but they're all connected somehow, right? They're all connected, but clearly, Baby Threat is not feeling the Jets. She's not feeling a few other crews, okay? And she looks serious, all right? She raps in this song that they're smoking on Key and that they shot someone and left him in the street.
And don't ask, I'm smoking on Key. Mo got shot, left him in the street, nigga.
Now, what's even crazier, right, is on this song, she says... Baby Threat says she got hit, but she didn't fall or scream. Now, I'm not sure if she's talking about the punch that we saw in that video, whether that had already happened months ago or whether this happened recently. But what she's basically saying, look, I got hit. I didn't fall or scream. So maybe she got shot. Maybe she got shot in a shootout, or maybe that punch happened a long time ago.
One where he lay and filled him up a 3 on the floor, begging with his G. Yeah, I got hit. I ain't fall, I ain't scream.
So yeah, I got hit. I ain't fall, I ain't scream. Now, look, she's been getting active. Reddit have been kind of tracking her movements, okay? And a couple of months ago, she basically popped out, letting everybody know that she a 550 demon. She's EBK. She's everybody K. And a lot of people were saying this was her dropping the Mac flag. She was leaving one gang. This talking about her Mac situation. And basically, she on her story on Instagram hood politicking, letting people know about the gang shit. And says, bro, stop texting me and mixing me in stuff to do with the woks. Don't ask me about no gang stuff, nothing. I'm EBK. I'm a 550 demon, merch. Nobody can't tell me I'm not Mac. I dropped my flag because I wanted to. I was 8, 9 years old and dudes were telling me I'm not double R, and nobody still wasn't doing or could say nothing to me. And you know how much max they thought they could 60 me, and it never happened because my body different. Stop trying to make it seem like something it's not, because you see and hear lies and troll stuff on the internet. I personally feel like it's no love in this stuff. Why keep going out for something? And when it's vice versa, I feel like I have nobody but myself at the end of the day. And don't text me asking what's up. If I'm sturdy, anything, I cleared up everything I felt I needed to be cleared up. And that's that. Feel away, jack me, or effing clap me. All right. And look, this was going around. People showed this around a lot. And now look, around the time that she posted this and allegedly dropped her flag, she dropped another song. GOMD. Now this stands for Get Off My D. Okay. She's a female, that makes it a very interesting title and concept for a song. Okay. So she's telling people to get off her D. I'm assuming she doesn't have a D. But what she does have is a bunch of dudes with guns all around her. She's clearly very tapped in with the streets. She's got a very serious crew around her. They're not playing, okay? And in this song, she says she's going to pull down her ski mask and kill. And at the end of the song, she says she's smoking certain people. She says she's smoking, I believe it's DP and D2.
Where am I?
Yeah, so look. Baby threat's clearly serious. That video of her being punched was going around on Reddit. And apparently, it's unclear whether that was immediately after or whether a little bit of time passed. Okay? But apparently, okay, Chicken Don Dada ended up losing his life as a result of that punch that he threw. Now, this has been going around. The news of this murder has been going around. People have been looking into this. Okay, his real name was Ralph Herrera. He was a 33-year-old who lost his life, apparently as a result of this beef. So the news was... So the news was going around. 33-year-old man identified as Ralph Herrera was fatally shot in the head at a gift shop located at 1629 Westchester Avenue in Soundview, Bronx, New York on August the 7th, 2025. Thursday evening at approximately 10:30 p.m., police responded to a gift shop in front of this address within the confines of the 43 precinct in Soundview, Bronx, New York. Upon arrival, officers found a 33-year-old man with a gunshot wound to the head. EMS responds and then transport the victim to NYC Health and Hospital's Jacoby, where he was pronounced dead. There have been no arrests and the investigation remains ongoing at the scene. Now, the investigation continued, okay, and I want to give a shout out to LLN News, okay, independent news report that was made at the scene, all right? They went and filmed on location where this happened, so shout out to LLN NYC. They went and made recordings at the scene where this happened, at the gift shop. You know, they recorded the scene, the aftermath, you know, there's still blood on the scene, crime scene tape. It was looking serious. It was a serious situation. They even interviewed people on the scene, but, you know, the people at the scene didn't really know what was going on. But obviously, you know, look, the police have got to do their thing, but realistically, the real smoking gun is the footage, okay? Surveillance footage from the actual murder, of the murder exactly as it went down, circulated just 2 days ago. And this footage, honestly, is some of the craziest footage I've seen. This is a real assassination type thing. Like, this is actually wild. Not only, look, there's a couple details in this video that I'm going to have to point out to you. But not only does this person creep up with the shiesty on, pull out the gun in front of a whole bunch of people. Now, look, there's people on the street. Yeah, it's not the daytime. It's not busy day, but you got people chilling, eating al fresco out here, eating outside. People are chilling outside the store. There's a bunch of people. There's a bunch of witnesses. It's not a busy street, but it's certainly not a quiet street. And what's really crazy is that Chicken Don Dada is seemingly chilling with his friend, and his friend notices what's going on. Now, some people are saying this might be some kind of backdoor situation or other. I mean, my theory, you're going to see what I'm talking about in a minute, but my theory is that, look, if you know that this guy had punched a girl that's a very serious person in the streets and you knew that this hit might be coming, look, you might not want to cause a whole scene if you see the shooter coming and end up getting yourself shot in the process. He very well may have known that Chicken Don Dada was marked for death and just said, you know what, let me get out of the way and just let fate happen. Or it could be some backdoor stuff. The way the guy wipes his nose, some people are saying it almost looks like a signal, but let's take a look at this footage, man. I'm gonna have to blur a lot of this.
From me, niggas run from me. Like, why you got me G? Call my phone. I said to the wife, turn the beat. You was cold, nigga 3. What the fuck be? How do you see? Bow, bitch got hit in the beat. Bow, I do a shot and see. Maneuver, leaves run through the P's. They're low from the D's. High speed, they're low from the keys. High speed. What the fuck? They don't know what they started. On course, who gon' guard it? Hilltime next try.
So this is where the shooter approaches over here.
Get shot, ain't no one started. Just how they get.
Man, it's wild, man. Rest in peace to Chicken Don Dada. It's just super crazy, just wild situation, okay? But the way this guy creeps up is eerie, okay? Because if you look again, you see he creeps up very slowly and very calmly. This gentleman here kind of wipes his nose, realizes what's going on, and he clears the scene. And that's when the shooter pulls the strap and runs up and executes Chicken Don Dada. So the shooter is just beginning to approach now. You see this small figure. And that gentleman moves out the way. Look at this, right? He kind of notices something's up, wipes his nose, and walks out the way. He sees the shooter down the street, right here. Wipes his nose. See, he wipes his nose here. Chicken Don Dada's distracted. He's smoking. He's looking the complete other way. He's vibing to the music. This guy just clears the scene very slowly, wipes his nose, and just gently walks away from the scene. Very calm. And then he begins to run. He pulls the gun. He takes his shot, and it's... Man, it's fucked up, man. It's messed up. So a lot of people are saying because of the way that guy that was standing next to him moved, that it's a back door. People are posting a little Dirk meme saying close that back door. People saying as soon as his man came out the store, he was looking towards the dude. He knew something. People saying, honestly, I think he was verifying it was the right guy by touching his nose like that. People saying right on the money. Glance left, signals a nose scratch, scurries right, treacherous back door, victim so unaware of surroundings, too engaged in lighting the flower. He's saying, dude held his nose until it was time to walk off. He got to be the back door. People saying you got to close that back door, man. Look, it's a crazy situation, all right? It's a crazy situation. So there's a lot of posts. There's people posting it on YouTube saying it was a setup. Okay. There's a whole bunch of videos posting around. People saying it's a straight setup. People saying it's back door. There's other posts on Reddit. People are saying it's complete. It's got to be a back door, right? This is the same video posted. People saying his boy definitely knew or saw it coming and ain't say nothing. Or maybe he thought that was his boy. How are you going to be lacking like that when you got ops? People saying because people think they're invincible and they think it can't happen to them until it does. And bear in mind, let's not forget Chicken Don Dada's got songs where he's talking about they crept up on clutch, one shot to the head. It's pretty crazy, all right? And look, a lot of people have been posting the clips. They've been posting the clip connected to the fight that happened. Okay, people are posting the video edited together to send footage surfaces of the Bronx man who was head tapped. He snuffed baby threat the day before he got killed. People saying, damn, they really got get back for the girl. Saying they got back. This is an interesting comment, man. People saying there was a quote that went viral on Facebook that said, stop putting your hands on these women like there ain't men that aren't willing to kill behind them. People were in the replies laughing, but that person who posted that dropped some real knowledge. Keep your hands to yourself if you ain't ready for the consequences. If you're a man or a woman associated in the streets and you're getting handled, it doesn't matter what gender you are, but it's a serious incident. It's a serious incident. Now, A lot of the people are in Baby Threat's comments now, right? A lot of her music videos, they're picking up some motion. A lot of people are commenting. A lot of people are tapping in. The comments are getting very interesting, all right? People are saying in the comments under her videos, here after the head tap. I'm here after the head tap. People really riding for her. Somebody got boomed for that. That's what they're saying. But even more crazy, and I'm not condoning this, they're going to say I'm the police. I'm just reading a comment, okay? But if you remember, she had that song, all right? She had that song with a rapper called Number 9. F for BBL. It was a hard song. But what's even more interesting, that elsewhere in another one of her songs, in the comments of the song I'm Better, now Number 9 don't appear on this song. But people in the comments saying some crazy stuff. The most recent comment on this saying, Number 9, you going down for killing Chicken Don Dada. Everyone know you the shooter. Now look, I have absolutely no idea who was involved in this situation. This is the first I'm hearing about this. A lot of people are finding Baby Threat for the first time, and they're actually rocking with her music. I don't know what she's into. I don't know whether it's confirmed that these two situations are associated, but what we do know is that Chicken Don Dada allegedly was the person that put hands on her, and he lost his life in a situation eerily similar to an incident that he himself rapped about when he was dissing an op called Clutch. So look, let me know what you guys think, man. This situation's looking pretty crazy, okay? This situation's looking pretty crazy. Now, I'm feeling Baby Threat's music. She kind of hard. She kind of giving me the New York Mellow Bucks. Like I said at the start of this video, she like Ice Spice with a switch. All right, she Ice Switch. But who knows, man? If she's really organizing things like she says, I'm sure the feds aren't going to be far behind. And you know, it's who knows how long this run's going to last. So I'm going to be following. All right, I've definitely got a couple new names on my radar in the New York music scene right now. And things are looking very crazy. So that's the story, man. Baby Threat, Chicken Don Dada. It's a very tragic situation. Rest in peace to everybody involved. Rest in peace to everybody else who was mentioned in this video. Key, Clutch, all the other names. You know, I've not really been able to find out too much information or backstory about some of the people in this video. I feel like maybe now, with such an insane incident going down in public, the Reddit's going to be on fire. So we might be getting some updates on this one. Let me know if you guys want me to keep you posted with the New York drill scene. You know, there's been crazy updates. Lil Zay Osama turned things on fire for the Chicago scene. Gonna do some more research into that for you guys. The T Grizzly situation's ongoing. I found some crazy stuff on T Grizzly that you're not going to believe, man, but I'm going to save that. I'm going to save that for a proper video. I'm waiting for updates on top 5. We're going to see, man. But I just want to say I appreciate everybody tapping in with this channel, man. Thank you so much. I'm going to have an update soon. I'm going to drop a video soon for anybody that wants to work for me, that anybody that wants to earn cash money researching rap and drill music. If you want to join my team, I posted on Instagram looking for new people to join my research team. I had way too many people replying. A lot of people are getting in touch with me through personal channels to try and get that position, but it's actually a little bit overwhelming. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a video breaking down for you guys exactly how I do my research. And if you're a good fit for that, there's going to be a challenge at the end of that video that you can submit and potentially join my team and get paid cash money to sit on Reddit looking at gangster rappers all day. Wouldn't that be great? But listen, man, I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about the New York drill scene, because I feel like there's not been too much of a spotlight on that scene for a little bit. Unfortunately, it's a sad way to discover a new artist, but that's the state of drill music these days. So let me know what you guys are thinking down in the comments. Do you want me to cover more New York stuff, more Chicago stuff? I'm going to be back at you soon with a big update. But yeah, no, this one is looking crazy. Thank you for checking in, and I'm out.